Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We are going to begin our um, session on the crown chakra. I'm pulling it up. All right, so crown chakra right here. And I hope you all are feeling well. We've had some tremendous changes. The moon was in um, or it's in Aquarius right now. So many of us are feeling the desire to become free of things that we've been bound to. Some of us don't have an answer to what we feel, but we want to break out. Some of these feelings can cause us to be angry, frustrated, and we could vent on one another, but we want to hold back on that. And that's why I teach meditation. Also on my YouTube, I uploaded a meditation for pain relief, and it also helps um, emotional pain. So you guys check that out. There are other videos that deal with the chakra system to bring a level of healing. This one particularly, it has affirmations in it. So check it out and see how you feel, because this week that we're coming into, it can be another artist week where we're put in conflictual situations and we want to practice peace rather than um, become angry or volatile. Mars is moving into um, Aquarius out of Capricorn. So the energy will be like in our heads, or we'll be flighty, and there could be a misrepresentation of communication or thoughts and thoughts spoken. And that energy of Mars will become defensive and ready to fight because it's about fighting for your rights in Aquarius and standing up for yourself. But the question is, am I standing up in the right way? We could have a lot of mirroring situations that goes on during this next week. Mirroring is always happening because we always meet people that show us our reflection. Reflection of things that we need to change, reflection of things that are good. Shadow work has a lot to do with Galatians 5, and I hear a lot of people talking about is witchcraft. People always think of things as witchcraft if it's not something that they know. So let's keep that in mind, that sometimes you're learning an evolved concept that God is really given, because stones and colors, the rainbow has these colors of the chakra system. Let's go there. And Noah experienced that. In Revelation, it talks about the jewels and the gems of the temple, and they are of these colors. Green is emerald, or the emerald green, where you have emeralds in your ring, you have diamonds, you have quartz, you have amethyst, which is in the colors of the crown chakra or the third eye chakra. We could go on. Yeah, we could just go on because the colors align with the rainbow in the Bible. I just kind of like trying to meet people where they are, to bring them out of stuck and to understand that there is more to spirituality. Some may understand that we've been practicing religion and we were evolved into spirituality. Some may live out their lives in religion, and that's okay because that's what your journey may have called you to. We have to understand that we're individuals, but we come together collectively. We agree to disagree. On my TikTok and on my Facebook, I posted something that what's his name? Morgan. Wait a minute, let me pull it up. I don't wanna lie. Okay. Sometimes I'm rushing because I don't know, I want to get things done, but I also know that people, they listen fast, so they keep moving. So I think it's Morgan. Well, anyway, you know, I can't read his name. I mean, I can't remember his name. So he says, or someone put a quote, next to his face, and it says, "Just because I disagree with you does not mean that I hate you. We need to relearn that in our society." I I agree. Just because I disagree with you does not mean that I hate you. We do need to relearn that in our society, but collectively, what we've understood is that if they didn't like what was being said, then majority ruled, and that's where we were conformed in many aspects coming into our lives, and our ancestors were as well. So let's go on with the chakra healing. Get in my moon therapy classes. We talk a lot about history. You have to talk about his story in order to rewrite your story. And it's his story. It's their story. It's a story that was given to you. So what's the real story for you? All right. So the real story for me is teaching things that people won't touch. And MC Hammer had the song "Can't Touch This." Well, you can't even touch me. You might say, "Oh, she's doing this and she's doing that," but you can't touch this because it came from God. And so I'm doing what God leads me to do, right? The crown chakra is purple, it's white, slash white. You can see the colors there. It's about thought, it's about understanding. The crown chakra is the seventh chakra. It's around in this area of our head. We can feel tingling sensations when energy is coming in. The crown chakra gives us the ability to tap into higher states of consciousness. Higher states of consciousness means that what we see, what we feel, and um, in our five senses is not it. We have seven, and I've heard of eight senses, right? Because intuition is a part of sixth sense. And so we got seven and moving on into eight. Um, the crown chakra gives us the ability to tap into higher states of consciousness as we become willing to spiritually move beyond personal preoccupations, personal will, and visions. The crown chakra is driven by our connection with the universal consciousness. And this is where a lot of people, they start to frown on things, and they're saying, "Oh, that's that consciousness thing. Where is God at?" And God is in it because God is a part of consciousness. God is the part of us that reminds us to be conscious or conscientious of things. Before we became conscientious or conscious of things, we just did things. We didn't think about it. Here, thought. I understand. Where did the thought come from to understand? My conscience finally kicked into, I can't touch the stove without getting burnt if it is lit, if it's fire there. Oh, so that's conscious. So it reminds us, and it is God in us saying, "Okay, you've done that 3 times and you felt the pain. Are you going to wake up?" So this is consciousness, okay? So when we open to the universal flow, the crown pulsates and tingles, receiving downloads of energetic messages. And so that energy turns into messages, especially if we take time to meditate and pray. You can line up messenger with something in the Bible. The messenger comes, but it's in the spirit. It doesn't come and actually physically stand up. Now, we do have messengers that will come and they might prophesy something or remind us of something. And so the energy in them is compelling them, or we are attracting that energy to help us make conscious decisions through confirmations. So when we open to universal flow, the crown pulsates and tingles, receiving downloads of new energetic messages. This chakra, if it's imbalanced, will cause dizziness, headaches, and mental fog. Now, I don't want us to get this confused with Neptune's energy in our chart, because Neptune's influence, if it's really heavy, it will give us foggy and distorted thinking. It will cause us to feel off balance. There's other um, energies that will do that. But the thing is using affirmations. So on a normal basis, if you are meditating and your meditation is effective, you'll see the changes and transformation in your life for the better. Even though you have dizziness and imbalance and mental fog, even when the moon comes in, we experience dizziness. We experience headaches depending on how intense the moon is. Or its placement, the new moon, the lunar moons, the new moon, what else? The South Node's positioning. So that's a lot, but we can't say that our third eye is off balance because of these things. We want to know ourselves, and that's what the shadow work is about. It's about knowing yourself because, like a tree planted by the rivers of the water, we won't be moved. The tree is being nourished from the rivers of life that God gives us in the universe. There's a cosmic flow that is given to us. And so as we look at this, we know that, okay, maybe I'm experiencing energetic um, fatigue or fogness or dizziness, energetic, because what's coming into my body is new. It's a new energy, and I'm receiving it, which means that old energy is being depleted. And old energy and new energy can cause conflict in the body. Um, in metaphysics, Charles Fillmore, when you read 12 Powers of Man, they discuss the transformation in the body, even the smashing atomic power of man. He wrote that as well. It talks about the um, the physical and mental and spiritual actions that take place in the body when it is being transformed and changed. You can be diagnosed with a sickness that's not really there or feel sick, and you're not sick. So this is something that we want to consider. Now, I'm not saying to anyone not to go to the doctor. I'm saying that there are more or is more information than right here in this book. This book is a beginner's state of understanding the chakra system and what it can be. I like to discuss more because I'm a teacher and I'm a unique teacher. I'm that kind of teacher that will teach the things that others will not. Um, and that's how it is. So here, the affirmations um, that go along with this crown chakra is I am a universal being. I accept new energetic downloads. I am interactive daily with my spirit guides and the universe, and I am protected. Let me say that again. I am interactive daily with my spirit guides and the universe. I am protected. Um, and it's true. As much as we believe it is so. Luke 24 and 51 through 53, it says, and it came to pass while he blessed them, he was parted from them and carried up into heaven, and they worshiped him and returned to Jerusalem with great joy and were continually in the temple praising and blessing God. Amen. And this is where Jesus was receiving the ascension and he was taken up, and the disciples were being put in position to lead now. And so the crown chakra leads you into the understanding of your higher consciousness, and now you're following that consciousness. And that's what I understand, Jesus to have done. I and the Father are one. So the higher consciousness in him was his Father, the Godhead. We do not often talk about goddess, and we will get into that at some point because you can't talk about God and not talk about goddess. Because, in the second chapter of Genesis, there was a plural. Let us make man. And man is only birthed out of man and woman. So we must talk about the goddess that supports God, or the goddess that supports the God here, your husband, your wife, your partner. We must talk about these things in order for balance to be in our mind, bodies, and spirits, because we as individuals are male and female. We have more male when we're born, if we're male, the testosterone, and we have more female if we're born a female in most cases, which, the estrogen levels are higher. And that's what makes the difference. But the thing here is honoring your woman and your man in you, healing the woman and the man in you. And that goes back into shadow work. What happened to me that I am angry with a man? Was it that my father left me? And my crown chakra and each one of them began to heal because I am aligning with perfect love. Cast down all fear. Perfect love cast down all thoughts of jealousy, envy, striving, and um, lack, confusion, and worry. Those are shadow issues. Those are in the shadow. What is real is what's going to stand up is the light, love, peace, joy, and happiness. And that is the fruit of the spirit. So you think about it. You think about how your shadow is always bringing you back to yesterday, to the pain of yesterday. And you think about how perfect love, if you announce it, it can cast it down. And that is higher consciousness coming back, bringing even words to you that will comfort you. And the higher consciousness saying, no, now let's keep going. We're moving up. We're not going back to yesterday. We're moving up. We're evolving. And this is where Jesus evolved. He ascended. I and my Father are one. He took on the Godhead. He took on the consciousness of God throughout all of readings or writings that we see. So the stones, again, amethyst, diamond, quartz, crystal, white calcite, let's see, white topaz, white polite, and selenite. And so selenite, I thought I had some. This is like white calcite. And let's see, the herbs. Let's see, do I have it over here? Maybe not. Yeah, I don't have it. But anyway, I'll go back and I'm going to do more recordings here. So candles, the herbs, um, Gouda Kula, Tulsi, Holy Basil, Lavender, elderflowers, Blue Lotus, the oils for your candles, and your diffusers. You can use Crown Chakra oil, frankincense, rosewood, rosemary, and lavender. And so this will wrap up today's session. Ashley and Maite helped me to put this book together. I thank God for them. The next sessions will be breaking down the areas more so, like I was saying today, that your crown chakra, you might be feeling the energy from the moon. And what does that mean for you? It means that you could have blurred vision. If you are in a transformation, heavy transformation, you could have blurred vision. So it doesn't mean that your work as a meditator is in vain. Your guide should be able to show you that you are in alignment. You should see things that give you an understanding in your meditation of guidance and direction for yourself. If you don't, you should ask for guidance. All right. So blessings. Let me know your thoughts, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.